And starting to the top right of Fruitland, the starting player for Team AxiomAcer, it is
Acer MMA.
Maybe get some MM mangoes on this map later.
MM mangoes and looking for the little lemons. Maybe today the lemonstration, that we finally see those features of the map that were completely disregarded in the last GSTL match that we had here. But starting to the bottom left, of course, we have the Protoss player, the opponent of MMA. It is
Soul Trap.
Trap and MMA, that's going to be a good one. The starting match of our GSTL game today. It's the first match, actually, the first GSTL match for Soul.
Yeah, it's their very first time playing in a team league here in the studio. And MMA looks to be going for the lemon or something.
He's proxying the lemons, dude, I told you.
What is he going to do?
It's going to be a thing.
He's
like,
just
he
checking
can't
for
cannon
proxies,
them.
I guess, before he makes a CC. I was like, what is he going to do with that SCV? You got to kill lemons first. Yeah, you just check for proxies. Doesn't want to die to one of those one gateway proxies with the Stalkers being rushed out and the Mothership Core comes in. He's killed a lot of very good players who go for CC first recently.
Spamming that APM right at the start.
Yeah.
If you're actually newer to StarCraft, one of the recurring questions of people that are new in esports and ask what are they doing in the early stage of the game, why are they spamming those hotkeys like crazy? The reasoning behind this for most players is that they want to be on the level that they need later on in the fight, so they don't have to jump between having high APM and low APM. They just keep it on the same level and kind of transfer the useless spamming in the beginning into useful actions later, so that they can maintain one speed.
Yeah.
That's kind of the reasoning behind it for most players, so just in case you're wondering if you're a little bit newer to esports.
Yeah, but those guys in Gold League, they just want to see how high the MMA or the APM counter goes.
Exactly. They just spam 2 keys and then they're like, "Did you see my APM that game?"
And they have like 1,000 APM in the early game. Their late game APM is 20, but they look at the average APM like, my APM was twice as high as his. I can't believe I lost.
It's actually one of the things that you can improve. There are a couple of tools out there that you can use where you receive a ping once your APM drops below a certain mark. So if you actually use that, you can just make sure that over time you will be able to increase your APM and then also get better later on in the game. It's of course a small thing. There are a lot of players out there who have really low APM but are still able to play on a high level. But it's definitely one of the things that most pro gamers have in common.
Yeah, you're absolutely correct. The scout that MMA sent out did see the Nexus and saw that it was a pretty normal expansion timing. 1 gas only, not a double gas. So Mothership Core a little bit delayed. And he's going to go ahead and send his Mothership Core, in fact, to pressure. He already saw the CC first and just wants to catch any free units he might be able to find. But with 3 Marines here, don't think he's going to stick around. He's just going to go right for the main base instead. SCV actually going to spot this. Nice.
SCV going to see the Mothership Core not going to be able to do too much here. Maybe an SCV kill, but that gets away. A lot of pros players really been using this in the past to be aggressive at the start. But if you lose your Mothership Core, if you don't pay attention and suddenly you're a little bit too overzealous, that can get you in a lot of trouble. Both players are kind of evenly matched in this matchup, by the way. If you look at the statistics for Trap, you find him at roughly 20 maps played, and he won around 57%. For MMA, it's 61, with roughly the same amount of matches played. Very evenly matched, therefore.
What's interesting is the Mothership Core was chased away, and as a result, Trap could not get in the main base, and MMA starts a factory, and not a 3rd CC up below his or above his barracks. So completely unknown right now for Trap, so he has to figure out how he's going to scout. He doesn't have a robo yet, and getting into that main base and seeing where's the 3rd CC is very important for him.
Oh, and that SCV is not going to get any scouting information whatsoever. Taken out right next to the bananas.
Yeah, well, at least he got a good feed.
Definitely. For Trap right now, we also have the Twilight Council coming up, as already mentioned before, so that gives him the access to the second set of upgrades, but he can also then later on just go into Blink, he can go into Dark Shrine and Heart of the Swarm a little bit more, a little bit less expensive actually, a little bit cheaper, so he can do quite a lot with that. But you can already see this shaping up. Both players not going to rush anything here at this point, and both of them just really interested to get their own economy up. You can see the Chrono Boost here on the Nexus for Trap, so he really wants to have that solid economy behind it, not saving the energy for Chrono Boosts on upgrades or anything else.
Yeah.
Not too much.
No anything from that Twilight Council just yet. Looks like he just wants to get fast +2 armor. He's not getting Charge or Blink, unless he's forgotten. which I think is very unlikely.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, that's one of the things. If you incorporate that in your strategy, then you usually don't forget about it at all. So he's just getting those gateways up to have a bit more production that he can use then later on. Here comes the charge upgrade. We'll most likely see a Templar Archive with this as well. If you go into charge instead of blink, what usually happens is that the Protoss player wants to get ready for charge load Archon with a +2 armor upgrade.
Yeah, you're just going to have to sit back and defend the drops without blink. Make sure that you're ready to intercept the drops. And double Widowmine drop coming as an army moves across the east side of the map. So he's going to go for a two-pronged attack here. He is spotted already, on the other hand.
I once again just have to say that the map is just amazing. The map maker should really get an award for this map. It's really blowing me away. I'm loving it.
It's really scary to me. It's terrifying. Like, but the fact that I'm not there is okay. It's like one of these lava tile sets, you know, I don't want to be there, but it's cool to look at.
Nobody is going to hit those lemons. Just imagine Fruit Dealer on this map. He would have been unbeatable. He would have been the Emperor and the Tyrant in one person.
I heard that he considered playing StarCraft 2 again after he saw this map.
He considered a comeback when he heard about Fruitland. He was like, what? Fruitland? Show me a picture. He was like, oh my god, I might come back. Well,
there goes that pylon, bites the dust, he deploys another one just to make sure he gets vision.
What we also saw a little bit earlier, what I want to just notice upon again, is that we have a cannon now in the mineral line of Trap, so he already has something that helps him a little bit in case that MMA is starting to drop again. And there's another one, the cannon in both mineral lines, so that gives him a little bit of reaction time in case that there is a drop. It helps him actually quite a lot. It's also great against Widowmine drops, and that's exactly what MMA is doing here. Moving in, and the Widowmine sees the cannon, immediately the pull on the probes, not all of them though, kills one. But here comes the Archon trying to get his shots off, not taking down anything just yet except for the points.
Yeah, that was a pretty decent reaction there by MMA, just trying to get something done with the Widowmine, still save both of them. But the cannon, like you said, is a great utility in defense for not only regular drops and Marines, but the Widowmines, because it gives that detection. You skip Robo for a long time, his first Observer is coming out right now, and he's going to actually want to move that and rally it. But really great play by both players dealing with these drops. And here comes a Warp Prism drop, speaking of which, that has been spotted.
Did he really spot it?
I think he did.
For a second I really thought it might have skirted across along the extras. He doesn't really move into position. Oh, okay, there we go. Trying to intercept it.
Yeah, he's just going to stem here.
Oh,
this is really
what is that?
done.
What is that thing on the high ground? Oh, ho, ho, great snipe. And he didn't see, Trap didn't see it and goes down.
On the high ground, you're talking about the male Ursadoc here?
Yeah, I have not seen that on this
I've
map.
only seen the female one. That male one's pretty big though.
Oh, here we go, another attack coming in. We have once again the Medivac with a boost, trying to move into position, but immediately the warping of the High Templar, and before feedback gets around, and there's the feedback. Hitting home.
Not healing any of those Widowmines, so the Medivac at full energy.
He's ignoring the lemon.
He's ignoring the lemon, you know? These lemons have been ignored for far too long, Caldor.
Yeah, this...
I mean, he could have been poking at it while he was over there, you know what I'm saying?
He could have. He should have. He might later.
Yeah, I mean, if the game goes late, it's definitely something to consider. One Zealot, two Zealots bite the dust, only getting one SCV, forcing a depot wall though. And it looks like both players are just kind of content to sit back for a little while and continue their tech. That's a really unfortunately placed Zealot. Well, I guess we're just going to watch this tragedy unfold.
Wow, that's a suicide Zealot right there. That was unfortunate. I mean, you think you have to deal with one Marine and suddenly 10 more tag along.
I think the army here is too good for MMA, and it looks like Trap agrees. Dropping force fields here. One of his sentries will go down. Wow!
Really nice force field. Spending a lot of energy on the other hand. He's completely out of force field energy now. He can't use additional sentries. He wants to control the choke point though. And with the units that he has the Storm already, he can control the choke point for sure. But this also gives MMA the map control that he needs to go for the lemons.
Yeah, he actually really could. He's moving to the right side. But I think it's just to try to get a different angle. He's not going to go for the lemons.
No, he's not going to go for the lemons. This is still a little bit too tense. He knows that the army for a Trap is still pretty big, so you don't want to be blindsided at any point in the game. Army supply, as you can see, is still very even. Overall supply as well. Upgrades just now. The second Forge coming in. MMA already on the move, moving in. Sniping the first Archon. Soda stepping back. Here comes the Storm, and MMA eating it. but Trap has to retreat once again. He is falling behind in supply.
He really is, and MMA's, you know, he got hit by both storms, but they weren't great hits, so his army is still pretty strong here. Doesn't have a lot of medevac support on the other hand, so every stim counts.
Every stim counts, that's definitely true. Only 4 medevacs for him in the game, and there's still a pretty significant army for Trap, who has a lot of storms at his disposal. Keep those upgrades in mind though. Double upgrades here for MMA. Trap, he finished the second forge, but he doesn't use it yet.
Yeah, there it goes. And +3, +2 for both players coming out, except they're reversed. So both players going to eventually be on even upgrades here. 2 additional CCs going down for MMA. He's just banking up extra mules. And this is a funny sight to behold.
That definitely is. One Marine should probably get over there and man that bunker. We have now even personal cloaking coming in. A double command center as well for MMA and the starports. You can just give him access to even more medivacs and Vikings. And here comes a massive doom drop into the main base. 4 medivacs are on the move. The cannon is not going to be enough.
Definitely not even close. 3 zealots warping in right now too. They're not going to be enough. He should go for the archives here, I feel. Storms go down.
Great split.
Yeah, I mean, the units are so well split here. It just doesn't matter. It gets a Twilight Council as well, which means no more +3.
Oh god, that's a huge problem now for Trap. The main base still being attacked, and at the same time, at the third base, a little bit of aggression by MMA, and all those choke points don't really work in favor of Trap. The Zealots are charging in, but these Marines are doing so much damage, finally being pushed back by the double Archon, but so much damage already been done.
Yeah, he recalled some of his units, but it wasn't even near enough. They all died upon arriving at the base. Now the second army for MMA over on the right side is still totally controlling and dominating that sector. Cloaking for the Ghost is almost done. 6 additional Ghosts about to pop with +3. And this would be a great time to grab the lemons.
Yeah, that would be an amazing time to get the lemons. MMA is in complete map control. He could get a huge advantage here by just going for the lemons as well. But at this point, it rather looks like he wants to finish the game as it is. He has a bank already. But this would also be one of those moments where we could really start using this in great repair here. Zealot run buys have been so devastating for a lot of Terran players in the past. Protoss is using this so much better now, but really good defense at that third base of MMA.
Yeah, and MMA is attacking the third base of Trap so hard right now. Looks like he will finally kill the bunker, losing that last Zealot, but this attack is so well done. He picked off an Archon here, picked off an Archon there. He's got so many EMPs here.
Yeah, the Storms, they're actually no High Templars.
Yeah.
They're only Zealots, and that's not going to be enough, Wolf.
He's got them in the Warp Prism.
Oh my god, here can it come? The Storm is moving in. The Warp Prism drops the High Templars, shielded in the Warp Prism, no EMPs. The EMP hits the Zealots. The Storms are good, but are they good enough?
Well, you know, they buy him some time here, but he really just needs another base. There's a 4th base up for MMA right now. He has so many extra mules he's dropping. He's got a defense solidly set up at his 3rd base, and he's just going to continue the aggression. It's hard for him to finish this 3rd base off, but he is really, really wearing Trap down right now.
Well, we have at this point for Trap still a really big army in the game, and he is now getting the Templar Archive back. That's something that he lost earlier. Another EMP hits the High Templar, and not a lot of those left, and that third base is really exposed. The Zealots are trying to do something defense here, but the problem is that there are way too many ghosts for the EMPs, and MMA in a great position now to take this game.
Where is that Templar? Here it comes in the Warp Prism. He gets one Storm, but it works mostly against the Zealots. MMA with a great split here, and it looks like he may actually, in fact, finish the game. GG!
MMA, he takes game.